All right, what is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, go back here, guy 231 across the DFS industry. Sorry for the late post in this video. Kids are sick as hell over the last few days and can happily report they're on the mend. But it's been a scary few days. 4-year-old had like 104-degree fever since Friday. And doctors were like, oh, it's okay, just keep giving me time. I was like, kind of freaking out here, guys. It's a little bit of high temperature. Kid keeps saying he feels terrible. But anyhow, we're on the mend, so we're good. Quick reminder, like, subscribe, and comment the video. Let's get right into it. So I was almost halfway through the video and then realized I had one of the wrong games I talked about on here. So this is a redo. So anyhow, hopefully the second shot is even better than the first. But PSG is everything on the slate. This is really funny. I recorded 7 minutes ago. PSG was minus 1,111. It's up to minus close to 1,500. Like, PSG's everything on the slate. I think you lock in Messi. It's been awesome all season. And then you can pick one or two. You can play both of Neymar and Mbappe. I think Mbappe will be slightly higher owned. Neymar's been missing a few games. Maybe his head fitness isn't 100%, but I think the reality is most of the field is just going to play all three, which is going to be like a race to the bottom in terms of value. Bernat is really cheap at 3,400. If you play three of them, you're probably going to play Bernat too. Midfield is awesome. In real life, not so much DFS, but all super talented guys. Hakimi has been really bad this year, but still an attacking fullback. He's 5K. I think it's harder to get. You play three. If you only play two, it's definitely okay to get. Nobody from Maccabi, just not going to have a salary for it. Obviously, if you play Donnarumma, that is fine if you have a salary. Dortmund and City's minus 175. The fact that we're playing so much PSG kind of takes the City guys out, but it's the same cast as always. It's these three that you're interested in, right? Like, the contrarian stack could definitely be KDB and Holland. I don't think they're gonna have a ton of ownership. KDB the best cash play. Foden split sets with him. Foden's been awesome all season too. I don't think he'll be owned at all. So again, if you kind of want to be contrarian, I think City's a really decent spot. For Dortmund, just because we're not playing a lot of City doesn't mean we're going to shift a ton to Dortmund. Based on this lineup, Julian Brandt would take the sets. Gio Reyna could take some. Gio Reyna and Dortmund were awesome over the weekend. Jude Bellingham is easily like the best. I mean, Bob is U23, but like, Jude's top 5 young player in the world. Absolutely awesome. Came out yesterday. That looks like Madrid's now in the race, though, winning the race for him. But it'd be a brutally hard play to fit today. But anybody that be like bet on talent and they're going to be low owned is always a good GPP route. But all of Dortmund's GPP. I think City realistically is all GPP except for De Bruyne, who would be a cash play. And then if you want to be contrarian, De Bruyne to Holland, Foden to Holland, anybody to Holland. I think it's very interesting. He is definitely a mismatch, especially for Max Hummels. If he's in, that would be a disaster. So could definitely see Holland in his hashtag revenge game. Don't think there's any revenge to be had. I don't think there's any bad blood, but definitely wants to show out to his former home crowd that he's still got it. Benfica hosting Juventus. Juventus isn't good. Shout out to my guy Andrew Laird, who I think to this day still has like the pinned tweet. Juventus is not good. And he's spot on. They can definitely show up. They've actually been a little bit more fun for DFS since they've been on this wingback role. We've actually seen like the reemergence of Quadrado, Kostic. They both split sets. They can get a lot of corners and a lot of crosses in here. It's just hard. Again, like, I do this preview from a prism that it's really hard to fit certain guys depending on like how much PSG you play. So, are you going to give up that third PSG piece to play Juan Quadrado? 6,100 is fine price. So you're going like more balanced field. The problem in Champions League, because of how big the mismatches are, is sometimes it's just goals aplenty. And you got to have the goals more so than the floor. It's very different from EPL. EPL is a lower scoring league. UCL, complete opposite. So I like Quadrado. I just don't know how much I like him. Kostic is... I like Kostic a lot more. 6,600. He had crazy amount of crosses. I definitely can see a more balanced build with like a Kostic type of 6,600. I had no problem with that. Vlahovic, Milic, GPP only. You need a goal to pay off. Going to the Benfica side, the best player by far, pretty much all season, for like DFS purposes, has been João Mario. He's too expensive, 7,500. He just takes almost all their sets and their PKs. Actually, could be a very interesting GPP play for that reason, because it combines floor with a little bit upside. But yeah, John Mario is pretty solid. Enzo Fernandez is the next big name. That's not that applicable for DFS, but that, if you saw him at a massive EPL club in January, heard that Liverpool was sniffing, he definitely fits the bill of a guy that could really help that midfield. Wouldn't be crazy. Arsons, this is more like a 4-3-3 for its worth. Arsons is more of like a defensive midfielder, but they could do that to help manage some of the attack over here. Grimaldo is the other guy I kind of want to bring up. He often will split sets with John Mario at 5,100. He's probably one of my top defender plays on the slate. Just super, super active going forward. Also, just think I should mention, where is he? For Juventus, going back. Rabiot doesn't have any floor, but he's just been scoring a ton of goals from that spot. He's 4,600, so I really don't like that. But I'd be remiss if I didn't share it. Celtic for Shakhtar. Best value in the slate is here with Celtic, and he's not predicted it. He was predicted in last night. Now he's not. But I just need to point out, Aaron Moy, Huddersfield fame, Australia fame, 4,100. 4,200. When he has been in for Celtic, he takes a monopoly set pieces. If he is in, he is a lock. He's even been taking over Matt O'Reilly. If he is out, it's probably Haksabanovic. Pretty sure that I butchered it, but probably him and Matt O'Reilly splitting. I gotta real quickly check prices. Matt O'Reilly 4,700 is just fine. Hawk 6,300. So I actually really like him. He would not be owned at all. He is super electric player. So you could definitely go that, especially with -143 at home. But yeah, that's just not as fun. That would definitely impact your ability to play 3 PSG pieces if Moy is not in. So just be on the lookout for that. There's not really anything else super intriguing for Celtic from DFS purpose with Jota hurt. Juranovic, Taylor, both attacking fullbacks. They're both fine. But yeah, Matt O'Reilly at that point, if he's on sets, I guess would be your plug-in value for Moy. But I was really excited for Moy. So hopefully he's in. Shakhtar, it is Mudryk, who is an incredibly exciting prospect. They are plus 375 on the road. He's expensive, I believe. Mood 6,200. Yeah, I mean, he's fine. But again, you want cheaper. If there's any cheap plays from Shakhtar that you think go for it. But their force hasn't been good. Leipzig hosting Madrid. Leipzig's actually a favorite here, probably because of the guys that Madrid's missing. Let's talk about Leipzig first. Dominic Szoboszlai has been taking most of the set pieces. I'll split some with David Raum. This is not like a great play spot. Madrid's really good defensively. Yes, Leipzig's attacking, but they're attacking, and sometimes it doesn't produce DFS greatness. Szoboszlai isn't live for 20 crosses. That's not a thing. Raum is the bigger crosser between the two. Szoboszlai 7,700. That's way too expensive on the slate. And then David Raum is 5,700. That's a little more live. But my concern with him is he gets pinned back a little bit more because Madrid, is really good on the counter. So they kind of instruct him. You can't really go overlapping because we lose possession of the ball. Rodrigo, Vinny Jr. are going to be off to the races, and we need you there. So yeah, I'm not crazy about anybody in this game. For Madrid, obviously you can always play Toni Kroos. He's always good for that solid 8 to 12. He's 6,500. It's just fine. Takes monopoly set pieces. Funny enough, if Asensio is in, that's the only guy that can really intrude on his sets. So we'll have to watch that. I mean, I'm not crazy about him. Again, they're dogs. They're on the road. They're missing Benzema. They're missing Modric. It's not the best spot. I don't even see Valverde in there. Valverde's out. These are probably 3 of their best 5 players or best 6 players, Modric, Benzema, Valverde. With Benzema being the best player, and at this point Valverde being their second or the third of any junior. So Madrid's definitely hurting. I would expect Ancelotti to actually pin back and play on the counter. It does make if they're not scoring, it does make Raum and Szoboszlai a little bit interesting. I just think they'll be harder to fit in your belts. All right, final game: Zagreb hosting Milan. Milan's -139 on the road. Milan is one one of those epitomes of teams that is not great for DFS. Their sets are almost always taken by Tonali. He's only 5,000. That is just fine. I'm just going to check their last game real quick and make sure that Tonali did take again. He was benched last game. That's always fun. Game before that, he took none. Fantastic. Theo Hernandez took. Yeah, see, I hate Milan. It's like if you're not checking every single match, they switch to sets all the time. So literally, I'd be like, underlying Benacer can take, Tonali can take, Theo Hernandez can take, and I have no confidence on either one. It's just like whoever woke up is like, you know what? I think I got like some good curve on my crosses today. Let me take coach. Okay, go for it. I don't know. I'm sure there's more madness or method to that. It's annoying for somebody that's like pretty good at predicting set pieces. Like I'd say like I'm probably like 97% that we get sets right. And Milan probably accounts for 2% of that, like screwing up. So Theo, Tonali, Benacer, all could take. Tonali's 5,000, which would be like great if we knew for sure that he was on set pieces. When you don't know that he is, it's kind of like I could get caught with the bag, right? Like that's the worst type of player I talk about all the time is he doesn't have sets, he plays deep, the team decides to play on the counter, and you're just like, I have to draw to a goal or assist here or I'm screwed. So just be careful. And then Macias is in there on the prediction too, who could take as well. So I don't know. I like him in Milan. I mean, if you're gonna play anybody, I like Theo because at least with Theo, you're drawing. If he gets sets, great. He's a fullback with sets. If he's not, he's so incredibly attacking fullback. So at least you have outs. For Zagreb, it's Orsic takes almost everything. He is 7,300, so he's too expensive to play as a home dog. But yeah, I can see Dynamo drawing or even winning this game. It's important to the table for them. This is a big financial thing. Milan's in last. Like this is a big game for both. And funny enough, like if Chelsea and Salzburg were to draw or anything, Zagreb would be jumping up there. So big game there. I hope this helps. I know it's not like anything full. We were gonna see Moy. Like the core to me was gonna be Messi, Mbappe, and Moy. Hopefully Moy's in. I could just say that. Hopefully Moy's in. If not, then the build's gonna be a little tougher. Anyhow, good luck everybody. That's it.